Yes! Yes! Wait. Nah, we straight. Yo, but guess what we're doing today? That's right, Ranton. Wait, hold on, get this. Me reacting to Ranton, reacting to Mortal Kombat 11. Oh, he's not reacting to it. He's recreating the moves, which is really cool because a lot of people be doing that. Apparently, it's like a really big deal nowadays. Especially from Gameology, they be bringing the martial artists and the sword masters, and they be doing that. It's really cool, you know. See if it's practical in real life or not. And I actually really started doing it because for some reason, like, hold up, wait. Like I have this knife laying around, right? And I just feel like, you know, I feel like I just grab it and I feel like doing it. And I'm sure a whole lot of people relate to this. You're just like playing game and then you just like, oh, I'm going and I'm going. And you just start doing it. And I started doing the attacks with Rambo because I've been playing Rambo recently. But yeah, so I might just do some recreating move video anyways. But what are we doing? Yeah, Ranton. I've been watching Ranton for a while. He's really sick, dude. I think he's like the coolest on YouTube because like he was a Shaolin monk, but then and then he just we had no idea that he had a meme lord hidden within him. It was just so sick. The transition was so smooth, and if I just want to laugh sometimes or just have a blast and just watch his videos, I'll watch his review on Assassin's Creed Origins and Odyssey, and I'm honestly more there for what he's gonna say than the actual review because I already know those games are good, but sometimes he even gives you like an actual good ass review, which is really cool. But I just be watching for the humor and the memes and the crazy ass edits, really good edits. But okay, you know what? We're gonna stop talking. I'm gonna go and watch this right now. We're gonna. We should do. All right, yeah. Okie doke. All right. 3, 2, 1. He can do it properly.
Hello everyone, it's me, Ranton, aka PhD in Shaolin. I mean, no PhD in Shaolin, but a real disciple, no monk though. I got something very special for you today. I've been working on this for the past 3 weeks. I am recreating martial arts related intro and victory animations from Mortal Kombat 11. As many of you know, Shaolin culture is almost as fascinating to me as video games. One of my first points of contact with martial arts was Mortal Kombat. Should I have played that at the age of 9?
Yes, absolutely.
Yes, a lot of martial artists that I met during my 3 years at Shaolin, even if not gamers themselves, at least knew about or even got inspired by games like Mortal Kombat to get into fighting sports. The fascination with the visceral nature of Mortal Kombat's action is so universal that I even organized little Mortal Kombat X tournaments in my dorm room with the warrior monks. Obviously, I was the best. So what kind of video can I do to combine the two? The in-game combos are kind of bland, and it's been done before.
It's
I
MK11,
wanted to make something more cinematic and over the top. So I went through every single intro and victory pose of every character. I even bought the DLC. And by the way, at Boon, a Mortal Kombat game without reptiles.
Thank you.
What were you thinking? Most of the stuff
No
you
reptile,
find is
bro.
more
Where?
cool and funny side, but there's still a
No
lot
reptile.
of glorious kung fu inspired moves
Kung Lao's
that
so
I
cool,
was
man.
eager to recreate. Before we continue, I made 2 versions of this video. This is the YouTube version, the making of full video plus explanation in my charming self, and I have a more shareable, accessible, tiki-toki cancerous. It's on my Instagram. Check it out. And also, you should watch this video till the end for.
Oh, you know I'm gonna say it to the end. Bonus meme. Thank you very much. Bro, oh my god, man. If I look away for a second, then I'll literally miss a whole buttload of memes.
Kung Lao. Some people have compared me with Kung Lao.
I don't mind it, yeah.
I don't mind it. This is one of my favorite moves and probably also one of the reasons why I decided to do this video in the first place. I always love the simple fist form combinations. Although throwing that hat took way too many attempts. Bruh. Liu Kang, savior of Earthrealm, or something like that. Very cool move though. He has some more badass stuff, but unfortunately they're all nunchuck related, and I don't own nunchucks, and they're not really a thing at Shaolin. The cartwheel without hands is one of the first real acrobatics moves, I would say, that you learn at the Shaolin Temple, because it's just pretty easy and very impressive to the
I can't even do a backflip, man. It's so embarrassing.
Aren't we? Members of the If you can do a good cartwheel, you can do it without hands, no question. But always practice with care.
I'm gonna break your
I went through
neck.
my backlog of videos that I still have left over from Shaolin, and I found this video of me and 2 friends practicing the aerial cartwheel, and we put each other right behind the landing mats, so you're even more scared of messing it up. It works until it doesn't.
That's what Johnny Cage. That's what Johnny C do.
Johnny Cage. I love this kick. In the beginning of Shaolin classes, right after you go for a warm-up jog, we do something called T-Tway. And this is basically some kicks. There are 3 variations of it: straight kicks, inside kick, outside kick. And they mostly just serve the purpose of warming up some more and stretching. And then the beautiful finish. Outside jump split kick. I don't know what it's called. Gotta love it. Fairly easy move once you got the box split. Of course, that's easier said than done. Pain without love, pain. I can't get enough, pain.
Oh my god, man.
Oh, I love how smooth this one looks. Side kick, 旋风脚. Then, I don't know what this one's called. And the most important part, striking a badass pose. Ah, yes. Scorpion. The man, the myth, the legend. I love the fact that he's doing this with his hand. The guy or the people who mocap this really knew what they were doing here. Just as a general differentiation, in Shaolin you have the Dao and you have the Jian. I practiced Jian. I don't like Dao. So in the Dao, your
That's
other
the
hand
one in
doesn't do
For
this.
Honor,
When you
right?
practice the Jian, the other hand usually does this to point at your target, or when you strike a pose to look good, like he does. Because him standing like that is a bit of an abbreviation of a very beautiful looking Kung Fu pose.
Shoo. Nice, very nice. Use a chat.
So just check out my version and then we go to the next Shang Tsung clip.
Bro, he got the coat and everything, man. This is real good stuff right here. This is quality content, man.
As you can see, his moves are a bit slower and less robotic, like you see in modern wushu forms. I know a really good way to illustrate this. In Shaolin Kung Fu, there's a form called Tongbeiqian. It's one of the first forms you usually learn when you start practicing it, and what you learn is the modernized version. Now there's a traditional version, and just check out the difference between those two. You can tell the difference, right? Shang Tsung's moves remind me of the more internal, traditional forms, and I love that.
Noob Sabat, #1 main. Let's go, bro.
This is one of my favorites. Spawning a second Ranton? Who could say no to that? Yeah, by the way, we used a paint roller as a substitute for his sickle. It did the job. Also love the quick little turn kick he does before he poses. Now we filmed this also about 10 times, but I liked this one the most because I couldn't hold my balance anymore, so I'm falling backwards in the end.
Not funny.
Oh my god, you have no idea. This clip single-handedly delayed this video by at least a week. These are called hook swords, I believe, and in Chinese they're called shuangou. We have those at home because Sophia is pretty proficient with those, but I'm not. I never learned any dual-wielding weapon at Shaolin. My specialties that I properly learned were the sword, the whip, and the staff, because anyone who practices Shaolin Kung Fu has to learn the staff.
Why does Cabal have a hook sword? Like for all I know, he's like a cop. Like Striker, and then he just got burned. He became super fast. He became a fast boy, and then he got hook sword for some reason. I don't know, it doesn't make sense to me, but it's cool though, so whatever.
Signature weapon. So doing this Cabal move, first I had to practice to do the, what's it called? The hua, using my left hand. I'm sorry, I can't do it well. I also boinked myself on the head and started bleeding. That's right, I spilled blood for this video. I tried it many times with the shuangou. I couldn't keep up with his speed, so I used just 2 swords. Which is, by the way, another thing. They're double dao, but not double jian.
Oh.
I love the mabu that Fujin does, and in general, it's a fairly easy move to replicate. But one thing that really threw me off here is that he's doing this with his hands, this. I've never seen this. I don't know what this is. I've seen this before, but never this. I don't know. But, you know, I'm an open-minded person, keeping things fair. Well, Sub-Zero. He actually used to be my main until I realized he's way too easy to play and freezing people all the time is just boring. Now this animation is very simple. Not much work, right? Wrong. It took me forever to draw this ice ball. But I still chose to do this move because I like the motion at the beginning, which is a very beautiful, fluid move. This one was actually very difficult to recreate because he's using 2 jian. Now 2 jian are not a thing. You have shuang dao, but not shuang jian. The only real variation of jian is the shuang shou jian, which is a 2-handed sword, which is a bit heavier. So I decided to put a belt around my waist and I stuck one sword inside the belt. We had to film this a lot of times because it always fell out. What you gonna do about it? Overall, I think it's a very cool move though. Jackie Bris. I put this one in here not because it's super interesting or martial artsy, but because I thought it would be an interesting little mix-up to run towards the camera.
Because for Nolan.
Spacing was fun to film. And also with the hand-drawn explosions and animations, looks kind of cool. Now her second move was quite the challenge, because look at the way she's throwing her punches. It's weird because she's not actually throwing her punches. She's just like feinting, not really putting any power into it. The little breakdance move in the end looks so cool that I just had to try it. And it's not that difficult. I'm new to breakdance, I'm getting more into it now. It's really fun. It's the same with so many things in Shaolin. It's just about overcoming my fear. So this video pushed me to become a better person. This is definitely my favorite Sub-Zero victory pose because it is again very reminiscent of actual real Shaolin Kung Fu moves. Slamming your fist into your palm is so common that you'll basically practice it at least 50 times a day because it's part of a basic, what do you call those? Basic routine. Ah yes, the staff. I'm very sorry if my staff moves look a bit weird. Now, I'm gonna confidently say that this is not my fault this time, because the staffs need to be a certain size. They need to be long enough. Size in this case doesn't matter. We just found this little stick in our backyard, so it had to do.
Oh, it's like this.
I was thinking, is there any way I could do this body double thing? There wasn't. I'm not that good in After Effects, but I tried my best to kind of recreate the vibe of it. Noob Cybot. He was my main in MK9.
He's my man right now. MK11, I'm a baby.
I would call this like a Jibengong. This is a basic move for Shuangdao and for Shuanggo. In fact, I still have a video of my master teaching my wife this move. And it's also the same move that you use for double whip, which I kind of taught myself a tiny bit. I'm not good. You know, Shaolin Kung Fu
Boy's got a helmet on, man.
Styles and skills that one person is not supposed to learn that many disciplines. My first master once told me that, I think I mentioned this before in another video, don't be a little rabbit that picks up one carrot and then he finds the next carrot and he drops the last one. No good. Be a master in one skill, not a pleb in 100. Can you believe that Raiden only has one single animation that is remotely reminiscent of martial arts? And that's the one. And it's super disappointing, very simple staff twist. They did my boy dirty.
Raiden's good now though, he got buffs. He's like A2, I think.
This is a weird one. Obviously, I don't know how to teleport, so that's sad. But attacking with the tip of your fingers is something that I can't think of in any Shaolin form from the top of my shiny dome. There are stances that you do right before you pose that have a similar basic movement to it, but he uses it as an attack. Unusual, but fun. Summoning an axe out of thin air is obviously not part of my repertoire. But thanks to my hand-drawn animation, I could still make it happen. And also, I kind of prefer my ending. It's a bit anticlimactic, but has a good energy to it.
Strong.
I wasn't sure whether to put this one in the list or not because I already tried teleporting once in my Resident Evil 3 review. It took only the 2-second teleportation clip took me a whole day to edit. And this time we didn't even use a stationary camera, so there was no way. So I just sped up the transitions. Still looks pretty cool, don't you think? This is a very basic move, but actually very reminiscent of a basic stance in Shaolin. For instance, when we practice the back sweep, we usually finish from Mabu to Gongbu, and then we strike a similar pose in the end. I really like this one. Again, looks a bit off because size of the staff, but the finishing position is actually really cool. Staff behind your back, palm forward, epic. Oh, I love this one. His moves are so visceral. They're not really something you'd see in Shaolin because they're, I don't know how to describe them, they're just raw power and they look fantastic. I just had to recreate them. This one is very quick, very simple, but I also there was no way I could keep up with the speed. If you swing these metal things with full power like him, there's no way you can recharge and redirect them to start your next diagonal swing. So I just have to speed the motion a bit here. This one is so simple, I don't even know why we filmed it, but here it is. Now, bonus meme, Kitana. She's using fans. Now, fans are a thing in Modern Wushu. I've never seen them in Shaolin. I think actually I've seen them once. I don't know how to practice with them. I could have learned the moves by looking at them, but honestly, I just tried to do my own thing. So, check it out. Move number 2. Number 3. That was the video, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to share this, I'd appreciate it. But there's a compilation video with only the moves and less talking on my Instagram. Follow me there. Also follow me on Twitter if you want to know what's happening in my life. So with that being said, bye.
It sounds supposed to be funny, but it is for some reason. Either that, or I got a trash sense of humor. I think it's probably the latter. Bruh, this is so funny, man. Oh my god, I can't believe it. No, you're right, yeah. Oh my god, I better watch that. No, fuck. Okay, so yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, I've been watching Ranton. I actually watched him a while. It's actually the first time I've seen him in like a long time. But yep, it's pretty good to be back because, you know, I'm eventually gonna do something like this. I just thought it'd be cool because I've been thinking about it all the time, you know, like I got like a knife in my hand. I've been doing like Rambo's back 2-2-1 into command grab. Kind of look like a maniac, but I'm at home, so no one's gonna see me. Except if I record it, then the world's gonna see me. But then yeah, I'm a mask, so who are you gonna yell at? You know, like. Anyways, that's what's chilling. We're gonna watch. I think you know what's up next? I'm gonna go on a death battle binge because bro, I am overdue, and we're gonna start with the one I've waiting for so long. So long. Winter Soldier. This is Red Hood. Let's go.
Glory, I am a perfect hero. A super macho inside. Need a story tonight. Criminal lovers, everyday in action. I search for buses, lost in the night. Enter my login in your sweet computer. Give me the password, give me your sexy body. Call me for any reason if you need me. Call me in the dark of the night. Right. Search me for every critical decision. Faster and ready in every season.